Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to speak at the United Nations General Assembly tomorrow, which is September 27th. Now, Imran Khan is also expected to address the assembly, but after Mr. Modi, and he's obviously going to rake up the Kashmir issue once again. I'm joined by Shishir Gupta, executive editor at Hindustan Times. Shishir, what exactly is likely to go down at UNGA tomorrow?
See, before we talk about tomorrow, what is going to happen today is also equally important. Today is going to be the meeting of the SAARC foreign ministers. So in the SAARC foreign ministers, you will have the Pakistani foreign minister, Makhdoom Shah Mohammad Qureshi, be there.
Right.
So Mohammad Qureshi will actually start the first attack on Kashmir. He'll raise the same thing on the same platform. So this is where it will all start. And then it will build up towards Imran Khan's UNGA address, which happens after the Indian Prime Minister speaks. Incidentally, the Indian Prime Minister, the moment he speaks, he leaves immediately after he's spoken.
Right.
And it will be left to Imran Khan to address the UNGA. And whatever things that Mr. Imran Khan will raise vis-a-vis Kashmir will be rebutted to by, my understanding, a junior level officer of the Indian embassy.
All right. So what you're basically saying, because what we've been hearing is that, of course, Imran Khan is going to rake up Kashmir in a big way, despite not having any locus standi to speak on this issue, because A, it's India's internal matter. B, what is your standing to speak about human rights atrocities or violence elsewhere when you yourself you're going to the United Nations Security Council? I understand they went to the UNSC to sort of allow Hafiz Saeed, a designated terrorist, to sort of receive his 150,000 rupees as pension, and so that he can live comfortably. And so that's the country which harbors terrorists, which uses terrorism as a form of diplomatic tool to kind of get its way around things. That is the kind of country we're talking about. They don't have and their entire Kashmir narrative, global Kashmir narrative so far has failed, which Imran Khan has himself admitted, really.
See, Pakistan is a country which lives in delusion. Now, for the world, Hafiz Saeed is a global terrorist and US has declared a bounty of $10 million. But for Pakistan, he's a respectable retired professor of engineering.
Exactly.
So and similarly for Pakistan, Kashmir is an issue where it has no locus standi, but it has made it an issue too. Now, what is going to happen is very simple. It's not very difficult to predict in this. Imran Khan is only going to talk about Kashmir. So you will have first talking about the first target will be Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Saying that he has an RSS background and that is why they decided that they will be anti-Muslim, so and so on, so and so forth. Next is going to be that that the entire valley is under siege, restrictions, whatever lockdown, whatever you may say, and if the moment they lift this, there'll be massacre. Now the thing is, it's actually the two things are totally at variance. But this is what he's been speaking, and this is his narrative all throughout. And the third narrative is that if the global community does not do anything about it, there's a possibility of a war, and then there is a nuclear dimension to it.
Right, because the nuclear bogey is something that he's been raising continuously.
So everything basically to put the fear of God or Allah into the Western world, saying that there is a nuclear war, which is actually it can happen anytime.
But incidentally, at a briefing yesterday, it was the same Imran Khan who actually inadvertently he admitted that we can't go to war with India. He himself said that besides going to war, we've done everything that's within our.
Aditi, you must understand this. First of all, they said that nothing happened in Balakot.
Exactly.
Then he said something happened in Balakot. Then he said nothing happened in Afghanistan.
Yes.
Yeah, something happened in Afghanistan. Right. So how do you believe a country which changes its words every day? There is no credibility left over there. I mean, here is this man, to put it very succinctly in the words of the Indian External Affairs Minister. I mean, I am all fine, but poor Americans came, they told me to fight, I am left with nothing, so everything, the world is to be blamed.
I have done nothing. Absolutely.
So here was the same country which said that nothing happened in Balakot, and these guys dropped bombs somewhere in the village and in the fields and went away. Today you say no, actually they dropped bombs at the training camp. Then you say We trained Al-Qaeda, ISI trains Al-Qaeda. Then you say that, then you hear his versions of Osama bin Laden, you hear his versions on, Quetta Shura. So I'm sorry, there's nothing to be believed in this one.
What about Prime Minister Modi? Obviously, you've been closely tracking him at UNGA. I mean, he last spoke at UNGA in 2014. After that, it was
Yes.
Sushma Swaraj who
Yes.
had been speaking
Yes.
at UNGA. So, from his last address, now, obviously, from what your source is telling you, is Prime Minister Modi going to bring up Kashmir at all, or is he going to really talk about bigger issues and larger issues? Because Kashmir is not really for the UN to talk about.
See, there is no question of Prime Minister Modi bringing up the Kashmir issue because it's an internal matter. It's nothing to do with abrogation of Article 370
Right.
and 35A have nothing to do with either Pakistan or China. There is no implications on the boundary. LOC remains the way it is, LAC remains the way it is. Nothing changes over there. It is only an internal thing that has been done, first of all. Second thing, so Prime Minister will not talk about it. Prime Minister over here is going to talk about larger issues. Larger issues in this case, he's already talked about climate change. He's already talked about sustainable development. Now he's going to talk about, which is the most important requirement, the reforms of the UNSC.
Right.
See, the point in this is that UNSC, now what you have is an institution which was made in World War II, after which there has been no expansion. And here is this country, which is number 5 economy in the world, heading towards number 3 economy in the world, and has no voice over there. One is that. Second thing, you can talk about climate change, because the fact is that what the Prime Minister has been saying very categorically is that, listen, we are all for clean energy, but if you don't make us the member of the nuclear supplier group, how we will get the fuel? So, and who's blocking it? We know, China.
Right.
At whose behest? We know, Pakistan. So we are back to square one on the entire thing. So the point in this is that Prime Minister is going to talk about larger global agendas. It is not his idea, or he's not interested at all in going into a rave and rant match with Mr. Imran Khan or Pakistan on a subject which is absolutely central to India, which is an integral part of India.
So Pakistan obviously clearly has not is not going to give up on the Kashmir issue, and Imran Khan is going to keep trying to make it central, because at the end of the day, you believe that he has to go back and tell his domestic audience something. How do you think it's going to play out? Obviously, there's Modi speaking, Imran Khan speaking, and then a junior officer from the Indian Foreign Services rebutting.
In case, yeah.
Yeah, rebutting Imran Khan in case he rakes up the Kashmir issue, and in case he comes up with falsities, which really is a reality right now, which could be happening. How do you think it's going to play out tomorrow in that case?
See, as far as Pakistan is concerned, if you're thinking that Imran Khan is going to go back and there is going to be a change in the government over there, no. Because he is doing exactly what he's been told to do. General Qamar Bajwa is doing the backseat driving. He's got 3 years of extension. This man will continue over there. Okay, first of all. Second thing is that he already knows that Kashmir is no longer an issue with the international community, because it was amply made. And President Trump actually made it very amply clear on this.
And he himself admitted.
And he admitted.
Yeah.
And he admitted. So the point is, what's going to happen is they'll again fall back to what is the default of Pakistan. That means, can I have one more attack? Can I sort of create some mayhem, violence? Can I do something to disturb the peace in India? Can I do something where I can hit India economically? And then play the victim card. Or go back to its all-weather friend, China, and say actually how you can help me in that. So I don't think so there is going to be some material change in all this, what's going to happen. So
right,
he
so
will
he's
say
just
what he has
playing
to.
to his domestic gallery.
Absolutely. So he will say that, listen, I did everything that was possible. So he yesterday went to media houses. He's already given statements. He's already done a press conference. He's gone to Asia Society. He has done the entire tour of New York. He is even meeting Bill Gates also. So he's meeting everybody to try and convince them there is an issue in Kashmir.
But obviously, the global
Nobody is buying
community
it.
nobody is buying it, and no one is convinced by Imran Khan's theatrics in New York. So we'll keep coming back to you with more. Stay tuned to this space. Tomorrow is the 27th. Both Prime Minister Modi and Imran Khan to speak at UNGA. Keep watching this space for more.